This Sunday, May 20th, Cubans around the world, including us right here at this great event, will be celebrating Cuban independence. For years, Cuba was a Spanish colony. During the 19th century, brave Cubans known as Mambisas risked and often gave their lives for the cause of Cuban freedom. Today, Spain has managed to once again become an exploiter and oppressor of Cubans. That's why today, Bloggers United for Cuban Liberty is announcing the launch of its campaign for Cuban independence from Spain. The campaign consists of paid advertising that has been created to raise awareness of Spain's role in the current Cuban reality. The first component consists of outdoor advertising. We have secured outdoor locations near the Spanish Consulate and the Spanish Cultural Center, both of which are in Coral Gables, and have posted these ads. As you can see, the message is simple. Spanish policy toward Cuba today is one that exploits Cuban workers and perpetuates the disgusting practice of tourist apartheid. I could tell you all about the way foreign investment in Cuba works, but I could never say it more eloquently than Dr. Darcy Ferrer Ramirez, a Cuban dissident that issued an open letter on the matter just 10 days ago. Of the apartheid system currently in place, Dr. Ferrer says, while members of the nomenclature and foreigners enjoy exclusive facilities, resources, and services of the country, Cubans are relegated to being pariahs, deprived of those rights. This apartheid guarantees the usurpers of sovereignty the ability to preserve the political control and the economic and social privileges that they deny the rest of society. Incapable of generating wealth because of economic incompetence, the regime uses as one of its main mechanisms for its support the currency that comes from foreign investment. These foreign business associations, in an illegal and an immoral way, yield lucrative returns in exchange for serving specifically as accomplices to the international crime of apartheid perpetuated by the ruling caste. On the specific violations of foreign hoteliers, Dr. Ferrer says, just as in other tourist facilities, the management of those hotels accept the application of the official policy of exclusion to Cubans, preserving the exclusivity of their enjoyment for foreigners and top members of the regime. Dr. Ferrer also addresses the labor practices of these foreign investors. The majority of the employees of such places are selected according to specific criteria, being young, white, and faithful partisans of the political interests of the regime. The situation that results is one of modern slavery to which they are subjected by foreign patrons, investors, and the state. At most, they receive the equivalent of 8% of their real wages in convertible currency, and they lack the right to strike, to negotiate their contracts, or to unionize freely. While many countries invest in Cuba, it's the Spanish that have led the way in this area. The University of Miami's Cuba Transition Project maintains a database of known foreign investment activity in Cuba, and it currently details 618 such investments. Of the countries currently investing in Cuba, Spain leads the way with 195 of these projects. The next closest country is Canada with 86. Of the 169 hotel projects in the database, Spain is responsible for 79. So Spain certainly has more leverage than any other country to advocate for change in Cuba, but probably the least incentive to do so. And recent Spanish actions exemplify the total lack of respect that the socialist Zapatero government in Madrid has for the Cuban people. In April, the Spanish Foreign Minister Miguel Ángel Moratinos visited Cuba and reached several agreements with the Cuban interim dictator Raúl Castro, none of which had anything to do with human rights. Moratinos stood silently by at the joint press conference while his Cuban counterpart Felipe Pérez Roque labeled all of Cuba's political prisoners quote-unquote mercenaries and terrorists. Moratinos remarkably snubbed the dissidents, including the Sakharov Award-winning Ladies in White that had requested a meeting with him. Last week, the Spanish Parliament rejected a motion made by the opposition party that would have asked Spanish President José Luis Zapatero to demand the release of 134 Cuban political prisoners. Additionally, Spain has taken an active role within the European Union to suspend the Union's sanctions against the Castro regime. Those sanctions came as a result of the 2003 imprisonment of 75 Cuban dissidents and independent journalists, and the summary trial and execution of 3 would-be hijackers in less than 5 days. The suspension of the sanctions comes up for renewal vote in June, and experts believe that Spain will be successful in blocking the reinstatement of the sanctions. Actions speak louder than words. The Spanish government has demonstrated that, and that's why we're taking the unprecedented step of taking action by denouncing Spain's role as an accomplice of the Castro brothers in a paid advertising campaign. In addition to the outdoor component, there is an international online advertising component that will steer people who are searching for information about Spain and Cuba to BUCL's home on the internet, BUCL.org. Bloggers United for Cuban Liberty has collectively put its money where its mouth is. Our group is made up of Cubans and non-Cubans, Christians and Jews, of varying ages, from Miami to Los Angeles. We have only one mission, and that's to raise awareness among those in the free world of the reality of life in Castro's Cuba.